Welcome back to the HARDCORE Valheim series on YouTube. Now, with over 200 hours in a world with the most brutal enemies, no map, no portals, and on death, I lose everything. In part 3, I traveled the coastlines and was able to find and dethrone Yagluth. And after that, we moved on from our plains base and constructed a tower on the border of the Mistlands. I then struggled to navigate through the dense fog which clouded my already hazy sense of direction. Making little progress, I decided to enter my first infested mine, a dungeon populated by some of the most deadly creatures in Valheim, but it also holds black cores and sealbreaker fragments, in which I need to upgrade my gear and eventually fight the queen. Alright, so it's a hole down there. Door right there. I want to clear this under part first if I can. The infested mines being quite a cramped and confined dungeon, I decided to take it slow and clear out one wing at a time. Using stealth and range to my advantage, I would attempt to take out any seekers before they could land a hit on me. This would hopefully make it so I didn't have to fight too many enemies at one time. Right down here is clear. Now I want to clear the right side. Probably one down here. I probably want to take care of quick. Seeker. The frost arrows are very good there. Hot bone mass in case I need it here. Okay, 3 shots for frost arrows. Not ideal. I will leave if I need to. He's down the pit. Good. Okay. As you can see, it's very easy to get quickly overwhelmed, especially if fighting 1-star seekers, which have the potential to one-shot me if I'm not careful. While playing hardcore, it's important to always have a safe escape route if you need to run. That's why you need to fully clear each side before moving on to the next one. Two-star tick. Oh. Clearing all the eggs might seem a little excessive, but I haven't died since the mountains, and I wasn't going to take any chances. Dying would set me back over 100 hours of skill building, so doing little stuff like this could save me a lot of time in the future. The sealbreaker fragment. Alright, once I open this, I'm gonna actually go out and back in. Hopefully that'll reset them a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna wait 15 minutes for my bone mass to come back, I think. Just to be safe. One of the most common comments on the last video is that my bone mass power was strictly cosmetic. So in this part, I am a changed gamer, and I'm going to use my Forsaken powers more often. After sleeping through the night, I gathered some wood while I waited. And then I made my way back to the dungeon. Hopefully I'll be able to find some black cores so I can make some progress in the Mistlands. There's a core right there. That's one. Oh, these guys have good vision. No. Missed everything there. Okay. It's actually going well, I would say. Going to get frost arrows was definitely the right choice. In combination with my high bow skill, I was actually doing quite a bit of damage, and the added slowing effect helped me kite the seekers so they couldn't hit me. Okay, there's another seeker there. We'll explore this way first, though. Okay, he hit me. Oh. Another black core and another seal breaker fragment. Nice. Looks like a death trap. I'm gonna go this way. And I think I might just try to clear this left side. Then I'll probably wait for the bone mass power again. Another seal breaker fragment. Hidden door, baby. So that's 3 so far. Not bad. Alright, I'm just gonna step up the stairs and see if I can just shoot whatever's up there. My rest is actually almost gone too. I hate this. This is the worst section of the mines probably. Oh, he's coming down. More ticks. That's a soldier. Wow, I'm getting like really good shots on his back up here. See that glitch into the ground? Wow, that was really nice. Okay. I think I'm pretty safe to go up now. There's still more up there though. I don't feel rested anymore. Alright, I'm not gonna go up there without rested. It's not worth it. Losing my rested buff, I decided to pull back for now. The good thing about this infested mine is that it's really close to my base, so it's pretty easy to leave and come back. Oh shit. No. Okay, there's two up there. That it? That's it. Nice. That's 5. That's perfect. Getting pretty lucky, I was able to find 5 black cores in this dungeon, but that would not be enough to make everything I needed. I would need to find a couple more mines before I could start upgrading my gear. Alright. That's the first one down. Alright, now the problem is I need some marble now. Which the only one I know that's near is the dwarf tower over there. Which I can't really get a cart in there. Might have to kill them. Okay. I don't think it's a good idea to fight them, but if I see the opportunity, I kind of have to take it. There are a couple ways to get black marble in Valheim. The easiest ways probably being taking down the bridges or mining the giant remains, but I had not found either yet, so that left me with only one option, taking down the dwarf tower that I had found earlier. The problem with this is that attacking the dwarves is very risky in normal Valheim, and is probably a guaranteed death in hardcore, so I wanted to go over and see if there's any other way to destroy their tower. Oh. Oh my god, okay. I have to... This guy's actually killing me. Let's get a little confident, guys. Stop. Wow. Well, maybe that's a sign for me not to attack these guys. I'm just not good enough to kill them. There's a soldier down there. Can I just choose not to help them? Okay, there's been some damage done. There's the drip. He's almost dead. A little bit of marble. This guy's a tier 1. Oh, they broke the chest though. 1-star rogue. There's a mage down here. Okay, now there's 2. Rogue and a mage. Should I do it? Seeing an opportunity to finish off my remaining dwarf friends, I decided to attack the partially sieged tower. So I perched up with my bow and took out as many of them as I could from a distance. He's stuck, it looks like. He's still friendly to me. dead. Gotta take care of the mage now. Alright. I actually killed them all. Not what I wanted to do, but it works. Now having a source of a ton of black marble, I went back to my base to grab a stonecutter. For some reason, I couldn't find the extractor from the destroyed chest, so I'd have to find another tower in the future. I thought that it always dropped no matter what destroyed the chest, so if you guys know why it didn't, let me know in the comments. I was messing around in my channel studio and turned on memberships because, as you guys can tell, I'm pretty new to YouTube and I kind of wanted to know how they worked. And I honestly forgot that I turned them on until I noticed that my guy, Connor, joined. So I feel like I have to shout him out here. So thank you for being my first channel member. That being said, don't feel like you need to join because this channel is simply a hobby of mine and I do it because I like playing games and making videos. So you guys watching is good enough for me. After completely destroying the dwarf tower, I ended up getting enough marble to last me a very long time. It was definitely worth the risk, and now I could start making the Mistlands crafting stations, those being the Iter refinery, the Galder table, and the Black Forge, in which I would build first. I think we'll put it up here. Unfortunately, the Black Forge is kind of useless without having an Iter refinery. And since I only found 5 black cores in the nearby infested mine, I would have to go find more dungeons. So I decided that I would set sail down the coastlines like I talked about in the last video. A lot of you suggested that I should, and I figured it really didn't hurt because sailing around is very safe, and even if I didn't find anything, I would get a better understanding of the surrounding area. So I started preparing myself for some time at sea. There, look good. Our next step, I think I'm going to try to explore down the coast a little bit. Just to see if I can see any dungeons or any skulls off the coast. I'm actually going to keep these sausages in the boat. One of you commented last video saying that if a pufferfish jumps in my boat while I'm at no food, it could kill me. So just keep those in there, huh? Let's just go exploring a little bit. I might as well just wrap the whole Mistlands just to see if I can see anything. Because that's kind of free. You guys are saying that I should disassemble my carts so I don't do this. Yeah, you're right. I should do that. I have another Mistlands biome to my right too, so if I circle that island, I might see some stuff as well. Looks like a dwarf tower right there. What's that, a dwarf tower? That might be a dungeon, actually. I'm gonna eat just in case it is, and they come flying down at me. Oh yeah, look, I just saw a wing up there. There we go. Maybe this strat will work. Oh. That wasn't that far down the coast either. Traveling only 3 minutes down the coastline, I managed to find my second infested mine. Maybe this will be the best way to find dungeons without a map. Oh, there's a friend up there. Now I'm just gonna let him die. I'll help him out. Or I just miss everything. No. No. Slowing is so nice. So nice. I might as well just check it out a little bit, pop in there. Deal breaker right away. Right.
Pop my bone mass.
This being my second Mistlands dungeon, I was a little more confident. It's always scary doing something for the first time in hardcore because you really don't know how much damage you'll do until you try it out, but it's always important to keep your guard up because you never know if you're going to encounter a 1 or 2 star enemy which can easily kill you in one hit.
Ah, it's fucking butt cheeks though. Two 1-star ticks. Oh, there's a 1-star. Oh god. Oh, and there's a soldier. That's a lot of stuff going on there. He's coming out. He won't be able to fit up here though. He actually hit me. Didn't do much damage though. Nice. Picks, man. That one should. Soldier's down.
If you didn't notice, when I have a seeker flying at me, I try to at least get 1 frost arrow in them before running away. This makes it so they can't catch me out with their lunge attack.
There we go. Only 100 frost arrows left, so. And there's 2 down there. Okay. Not bad. Here, that's enough for what I need. Oh god. Yeah, I cannot get hit by that guy. I have no bone mass. Okay, good. Okay, we're safe. There's ticks everywhere. My frost arrows speed this up. 2 seal breakers, so that's 4 in this dungeon. I have 3 at home. That's already 7. I bet I won't have to run as many of these as I thought. That's it for this side. Maybe just open that side up and see what I'm working with here. My bow's also almost dead, so. Another seal breaker fragment. Can't really tell what's going on in there. There's a soldier. That's kind of a problem. I just might have to come back with some more arrows here. I think I'll be able to kill him. He's facing me like that. Alright, I'll come back. There's another hidden door in there. There's another black core maybe? No, it's a seeker. Yeah, we'll come back.
Collecting 6 black cores, which is enough for an iter refinery, I decided to head back to the tower to craft more arrows and repair my bow. I'll have to come back later to finish the other side.
Hello. Jeez. My God. Hello? Where's the other one at? MIA? There he is. Alright, we now should be pretty decent on food from now on, now that the farms are going on. I'm doing a lot of hunting seekers and there's bears everywhere. Should be pretty decent. Kind of want to go finish that dungeon. Alright, let's do this. $91. No. What is that? Is that a 2-star one? That is horrifying. That almost makes me not want to go in there at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm almost tempted to just not do that. That he's literally a 2-star. Ooh. Oh, he almost swung at me. Yeah, I think we just not clear the rest. For now. I'm not risking it. We got what we need mostly already, so that sucks. Maybe if I was able to get the drop on him, but he's like right next to the door. Sorry, guys.
Running into a 2-star seeker, I decided it was not worth it to finish the rest of the mine. So instead, I was going to look for another Dwarger tower because I would need to get an extractor from their component crate to collect sap with. So I sailed home to gather the necessary resources.
I kind of want my cart back. Kind of peek under the fog from here. Oh, that looks like a tower right there. Or is that just a light at the top? Wish I could see. This is what I was afraid of. It's just a wall of mist. I really just can't see past any of it. But might as well just keep sailing around the whole thing. Get what I can. You need a Forsaken power that clears the weather. Torch right there. I'm actually gonna check that out just because I'm here. Nice and open, no mist area. Oh, that looks like another dungeon, actually. Some seekers there. And there's a 2-star one. Back. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna blow this just in case I get in the fight. It's actually working out quite well. I know there's another one on this coastline now. See those jagged rocks? I think sometimes the angled like rocks up there are a good indicator of like a dungeon or something there as well. I'm not positive though. Kind of like a little river. That didn't work out well for me last time I went down one of these though. I'm stuck. Yeah, it looks like a death trap. I can turn around. Now this right here is perfect sailing weather. Alright, I'll keep just floating down the coast looking for blue lights. Oh, thing just popped in then popped out.
A lot of you guys probably know this already, but there is a safe way to break the component crate without having to kill all the dwarves. This involves using a cart to destroy their ward. This is because the cart is technically the thing dealing damage, and not you, making it so the dwerger will not attack you.
I could float one over there, maybe. Sure am. What's their defenses look like? Okay. Alright, so I'll have to get the cart over here. Place it. That didn't work out very well. Day 444. Gotta make sure not to hurt them. Oh. This is not working out very well. There we go. Alright. I would just... There we go. The resources back. And I should be able to get the crate. A lot of dudes up here though. Excuse me, man. Here we go. Oh, fell down. There we go. Thank you guys. 99 run. Sail back.
After getting the dwerger extractor, I was finally able to make some meaningful upgrades to my gear, so I sailed my way back to the tower. The first thing I would need to build is the sap extractor so I can start pumping the roots for sap. So I collected some Yggdrasil wood and traveled to a root nearby that I had found earlier.
Put the workbench up over here. All right. Nice. Let's come back a little later.
Now that the extractor was up and running, the next thing I would need to do is find some giant remains to gather soft tissue from, which I was unable to do while sailing down the coast. So I'll need to do some more exploring on foot with a focus on heavily misted areas where they're most likely to be hiding.
Alright, I kind of want to explore like down the coastline and just see if I could find any skulls like in the misty areas. Also, I heard a tip. Little tip from you guys. Apparently, say I angle this back towards my base, right? Or the way I want to go. And I just leave it like that, right? Then when I take it back out again, it's pointing the same way. Actually a really good tip. In fact, maybe you should use something a little more... So say if you use like a dragon head. Boom, that's back towards my base. And then if I need to know my way back, I just pull it out. It kind of points you in that direction. Ow. That's one right there.
And again, only a little bit down the coastline, I was able to uncover some remains. The Mistlands is densely packed with things to find. The main difficulty is spotting them.
I think I might bring my boat over here. Look how close it is, actually. It's crazy how like close this stuff is to my base. I just can't see it at all. So that'll at least get me some soft tissue. We're just gonna pop this just in case. Eat up again. Under me. Covering on land. I believe it was somewhere over here. Yep, there it is. Now, there's always usually ticks here, and I killed a few of them. Make sure to fully clear it out here. Oh, I didn't bring my pickaxe. I can collect my sap and maybe do some upgrades.
After I collected all the soft tissue I could, the last thing I needed to do was get my sap and build an ITER refinery, which I wanted to build away from my base because of the damage it deals to the surrounding structures.
Soft tissue away? I wonder how much I have. 2.
I decided that this nearby troll cave would be a good place for my refinery. This is because it's indestructible, so I'd only need to cover one side in marble, which is resistant to the damage that the refinery puts off.
I got it to fit, so... Oh, there we go. You got it.
Finally getting some refined ITER, the first thing I wanted to make was the spine snap. Yes, I'm finally going to upgrade my bow. A lot of you are saying I should upgrade to the Draugr a long time ago, but there's a very good reason why I haven't done so, and it's not just for the silent feature of the Huntsman. The main reason is the draw stamina cost, the Huntsman being 8, the Draugr being 10, and the Spine Snap being a stupid 14, which means you can shoot more arrows at the Huntsman than the other two bows, which increases the overall damage. And a lot of the damage from bows comes from the arrows themselves, but I figure there's no harm in juggling both bows, one for when I need more burst damage, and the other for when I need to kite more. That all being said though, the Spine Snap is honestly a pretty awful weapon. It has a high draw stamina cost, it does some spirit damage which is useless most of the time, it has a low durability, and it even gives off light, making you less stealthy. The Draugr honestly might be a better bow overall, but I figured that the Huntsman and the Spine Snap might be a good combo together.
100 running. Wow. I don't think I've ever had 100s in anything.
To make an upgrade spine snap, I would actually need some bone fragments which I've been throwing away and leaving at my previous bases. So I'd actually need to go back to the Black Forest dungeons and farm some skeletons.
What damage this guy did to me? He actually still is pretty good.
Gathering everything I needed, I also decided I would craft some carapace armor, despite it only being a minor upgrade from my padded armor. When playing hardcore, you need every advantage you can get.
Bang. New armor. Only a slight upgrade though, for now. But everything counts in hardcore, so I have to say I'm curious, so let's test the damage quick. Let's see how fast it drains too. Much faster than my other one. How cool that looks though. Not really sure if a bear is an ideal target. A little bit. It's 43. That's about 10 more damage. But that's somebody who's resistant, so it might be more. Alright. It's not bad. Let's go clear that one dungeon, huh? I need enough for a campfire though.
While I get ready to sail to the third dungeon I found earlier, let me address the elephant in the room. Why am I not focusing on magic, which is of course the most OP thing in Valheim? This is mostly because of one big concern I have with it, and that is survivability. Mages are inherently squishy and are limited by not only their armor, but also their food, which means they take more damage while having less health. Normally this wouldn't be a big deal and can be somewhat mitigated by the Staff of Protection, but on hardcore I think most normal enemies could potentially one-shot you, and I think that also applies to some plains enemies. I think being able to survive at least one hit is very important because it gives you the option to run away and to use potions. So at least for now, I'll stick with my current playstyle in which I have almost 100 skill in and has carried me this far. But maybe if I die, I will give magic a try.
I want to dock over here. Okay. Bow is doing a lot more damage, actually. No. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. I truly don't think I can kill those guys. That's just way too risky. Alright, well. It's unfortunate.
After being blocked yet again by a 2-star seeker, I had to turn tail and sail back home. I have to figure out a way to get the jump on those 2 stars and maybe take them down.
Do you guys think with bone mass that 2-star would still kill me in one shot? I kind of think so. If I were to get the drop on it, it'd probably be easier, but if it's right next to the door, it's just impossible for me to even fight it. Let's go check out this dock, though, for fun. What's up, guys? Alright. I just blew up half his base. Wonder how far this goes to on this side. There's a bridge right there. How am I supposed to explore this, guys? I wonder if I can get the drop on the 2-star on the other one. It's been enough time where it wandered back or not. Or is it just camped in the entrance?
Sailing to the second dungeon, I decided to risk it all and see if I could take down the 2-star guarding it.
Hold it in the corner. Wow. That actually worked out really well. What the heck? These come from the stairway? I'm actually surprised how easy it was to kill that guy once I pinned him in the corner. Okay. Ow. Alright. Can't be too confident now. Yeah, they did respawn. What the hell? I didn't know the mobs respawned in here.
I didn't really expect him at the door, and honestly I put myself in a very risky position with him in between me and the exit. But I think the increased knockback of the spine snap, in combination with the slowing of the frost arrows, was able to pin him in the corner.
2 more cores. Nice. Holy shit. I actually just shut myself. All you guys are probably like, rip harness, question mark? You're right. I guess I might not have done anything. Because I had bone mass on. That guy would have instantly killed me if I didn't have bone mass. Two seekers. One more core. Alright. But if I'm trying to conserve the frost arrows, smite sap's probably better. Another black core. There's 4. I think I got all the black cores I need now. Another seal breaker. I don't remember how many I have. I think I'm still short one at least. I think that's it. Alright, well, we were able to clear this one at least.
Finishing my second infested mine, I headed back to the tower.
Yeah, I have 8. Need one more. Alright. We're gonna place it right here.
Crafting the Galder table unlocked the ability to make the Feather Cape, Seal Breaker, and the magic items, but I didn't currently have enough refined Iter to make the Feather Cape, so instead I focused on upgrading the gear I currently had. The skeleton raid was actually very lucky for me because this would give me the bone fragments I need to upgrade the spine snap. After upgrading my bow, I decided to go back to the third dungeon to hopefully kill the 2-star Seeker. Since the first time went so well, I figured it wouldn't be too risky.
Alright, let's do this. Okay. Oh my god, this is terrifying. They're camping the door. What if I run and wait for my health to come back? So the 1-star actually hit me. My god, my heart's just thumping. Oh, they went away from the door. Yes! Oh my god, that was terrifying.
Looking back on it, this was really unnecessarily risky. The only thing I needed from this mine was 1 Seal Breaker fragment, which I could get later on from a safer dungeon.
And a seal breaker. That's the last one I need, I think. Not that I know where the queen is, but... Wooden greatsword. Do I want that? Kinda. I want that too. Can I drop for it? A lot of stuff down here. That's it for down here though. Oh. That's it. All right. I'd say that's a success.
Finishing up my third infested mine, I headed back home. Since sailing around the coastlines has been working out so well, I decided that I would gear up for a long voyage around not only this island, but all the Mistlands islands I saw along the way. Hopefully, I'd be able to spot more giant skulls through the mist, or maybe some more dungeons which might hold the directions to the Queen's chambers. I also learned that you could use the building trick I showed earlier in this video to save the direction to the boss. At some point, my Great Ore farm stopped working. Maybe it has something to do with the new update. Either way, I decided to disassemble it for wood. And with that, I was ready to start sailing. I would start by traveling along the same path I have been, and make my way further down the coast, and then branching off when I feel like I can safely explore without getting lost.
That might be a dungeon right there. That one blue light. It definitely is. I don't really need any more dungeons, but they might have way to the boss in them. I'll check it out, but we won't risk my life doing it. This one's cool. It's actually only accessible by water. I'm not a fan. That sucked. That'd actually do a lot of damage if I didn't have bone mass. Kicks everywhere. Holy crap. Okay. All right, we're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave. All right. Okay. Alright, well that's it. Wasn't really worth it. Yeah, maybe these aren't worth going into.
While you're watching me spend hours sailing in hyperspeed, I would like to thank you for taking literal hours out of your day to watch a small channel like mine. I'm grateful that so many of you are enjoying the series, and I hope that you continue to tune in the future.
No, it's one of those helmets. I'm still gonna dock just in case. Looks like a dungeon right there. I think that looks like a dungeon. It could actually be the queen too. The jutting out rocks. I have to check it out. Because usually like dungeons and the queen thing have like these rocks jutting out towards the entrance of it. I guess I'm not really sure, but I don't think the queen has two lanterns there, but I could be wrong. It looks like it's bigger than a dungeon though. I'm actually running out of food. That actually legit could be it. It really does look like it, doesn't it? I think it is. Is it? It actually is. Holy shit. I'm definitely not ready to fight her, but can always pop this. Just be safe. I'm actually just kind of shocked, to be honest. I really wasn't expecting just to run into it. I thought I was gonna have to like search dungeons and try to find it. I think if there's anything I learned from this series, that you can actually just sail around and find a lot of things just doing that. I really don't know how far I am away from my house. Yo.
While sailing around the islands, I unexpectedly ran into the infested citadel, which is home to Valheim's 6th boss, the Queen. This is actually really surprising to me because I've never seen this spawn near a coast before. But this is really lucky because all the bosses so far I've had to spend hours going out of my way to find. So it's actually kind of nice that I ran into this one without specifically looking for it.
I should like put something here to make sure I remember. But the route kind of leads to the queen. Still keep my eyes open for skulls though. That was kind of the main point of me going out here. Hey, there's a crafting bench on that. This must be somewhere where I explored before. This is when I first was scouting the Mistlands, when I went down the other side of the island. So I must be relatively close. I should just circle back around. There was a river going in between the swamp. Nah, I'll try it. Why not? Oh, we're finally back. That was such a long boat ride. It's actually almost 3-hour boat ride. Just checked. Almost 3 hours I was sailing for. I think somebody asked me if I was going to stream this. I just never thought that'd be good, because imagine watching me sail around islands for 3 hours. That sound very enjoyable? Maybe. Dude. I searched so long for those, and they're literally 2 steps from the Mistlands.
Now that I had found the location of the queen, and I've already crafted the seal breaker, I could start getting ready to fight her. So I figured now would be a good time to sail all the way back to Haldor for chicken eggs. And while I was at it, I could also stop by the mountain house to farm more frost arrows. And then after that, I could stop at the bog witch to pick up some supplies for means that will help me during the queen fight. But this meant I'd have yet another hours-long boat ride ahead of me.
Look, it actually happened. There's the treehouse. The old boat's still there.
I wanted to make sure I had the 3,000 gold I needed to buy the 2 chicken eggs, so I stopped by some of my old bases in case I left anything behind.
Wonder if I left anything here that'd be useful. Oh, there's some money. No, nothing much. Get all the torches are not lit anymore. This is just a shell. If I left anything here. Carrot seeds, I could use those. I slept and gave myself some bad wind.
Sailing my way down the coast of my starter island, I eventually made it back to the first mountain I ever explored, which is near where Haldor set up his camp.
I gotta eat in case there's goblins in the woods. Hello, Haldor. It's been a while. One, two. Bro. Oh god. I think this is actually like a stupid thing about Valheim. Especially in terms of hardcore. Like, can't roam Black Forest at night if I die. I'd have to keep going around.
Securing my chicken eggs, I set sail to my next location, the mountain house I used to fight Mater.
This is like a trip down memory lane here. Well, hopefully I still have my forge and everything here. This house is actually pretty cool too. Yep, still got my forge. Cool. I actually still have some iron here and stuff. Some coal. What else do I got? Oh my god. We're back.
The worst part about being a bowman in Valheim is needing to constantly farm arrows, especially when you can't use portals. So this time I'm going to try to farm quite a lot so I won't have to go back for a while.
Ah, actually, frost caves here. I didn't notice. What the? That was weird. Ah, another frost caves. That was right down from the boss too. I never noticed that either. Kind of a plains hug on this side. There's the swamp. I wonder if I can just walk to Bog Witch. Probably not. Sun's going down. I'm not really sure if it's a good idea. There's so many golems around here. Oh my. Leave me alone. Look at this silver vein right there. Just randomly. There's actually a lot of eggs on this mountain, so it's pretty good for farming. Ooh. I thought I was sick with it. What the? These wolf hitboxes are weird. That time I just missed. Oh, oh, oh. Take that. Yeah. That's what I thought, bro. Okay, okay. I was just joking. At 40. I think I'll do one more run. I think 50 will be good. 50 times 20 is 1,000 frost arrows. We get 50. What are with these hitboxes? Oh, what is going on here, Valheim? Wow. $51. It's not bad. Should be enough.
Collecting enough freeze glands for now, I sailed around the mountain to where the Bog Witch lives.
The fire's still going? How is that possible? Oh no, it just turned off. That was weird.
There's two main things I wanted here, those being the cured squirrel hamstring and the toadstool, which both make meats that I think will be useful during the fight. The standout being the berserker meat, which reduces attack, block, and stamina cost by 80% for 20 seconds, but also making you weak to slash, blunt, and pierce damage, which can be countered using the bone mass power, pretty much granting me a free 5 minutes of reduced stamina.
This for sure. Corked vials. I do want some of this. So what can I afford? Do I want corked vials?
Some frost blobs or something?
Now, do I want corked vials? I do want corked vials. Let's just see if I can go into a dungeon.
That should be enough for some more.
Dang. That's 10. Okay. Seems good.
Getting everything I needed, I started my long sail back to the tower, making some pit stops along the way to sleep and gather materials I left behind.
Damn. But look how much I left here. I thought I took everything. Oh. No. Yeah.
Finally getting back to the tower, I got to work right away on the meads, but I did need at least one more giant's remains before I was ready to fight the queen, so finding another would be my next goal. And this time I would travel down the other side of the coast, which I haven't really explored yet.
Oh, I need obsidian. I forgot about that.
I of course forgot to gather obsidian while I was out, so I would need to go back to the nearby mountain to gather some later.
The jagged and high cliffs make it somewhat hard to follow the coastlines of the Mistlands, and I would hate to be caught swimming by a seeker, so I made sure there was no nearby enemies when I was swimming. There's another one. Not a marble left over here. Yes, man. Is it buried in the rock? I managed to find one quite a ways down the coastline, but the skull was of course buried in a mountain, so I'd have to tunnel into the rock in order to get to the soft tissue. Oops. There we go. But I might have to make do. It's dark out already. Almost tempted just to stay here until day. Maybe I will. There's enemies around me. There we go. I unfortunately wasn't able to harvest the whole skull due to my pickaxe breaking, but I did collect enough to do the rest of the gear upgrades I thought were necessary to fight the queen. $97. This haul would give me enough refined iron for the amazing feather cape, which is one of the best items you can get in the Mistlands. Usually I wear it all the time, but I think for this playthrough I'll keep it in my inventory and equip it only when I need to, just so I don't always have to be running fire resistant potions. I needed just a little more carapace to finish the upgrades on my armor, so since I discovered that enemies actually respawn in the infested mines, I went to the one nearby to farm some seekers. Ow. He pushed me right out the door. Alright, let's leave then.
Finishing up the upgrades to my armor, I figured now would be a good time to go get some obsidian. After collecting obsidian, it was time to go back and check on my refinery.
I think that's probably enough. 500 arrows. Boom. Just another thing to keep in my inventory. Does look good though. Look at that.
Finally having the feather cape, I prepared my ship for the voyage to fight the queen. I would need to bring with me all the stuff I needed to build a small base camp to maximize my rested buff. I wanted to maintain rested for as long as possible, so I didn't end up losing it partway through the fight like I did with the Yagluth. But the queen is an instance boss, so I could always leave and replenish it if I need to.
We need feathers and fine wood.
Don't worry, I didn't forget about the chickens. I would spend the next couple hours struggling to fit this chicken coop at the top of the tower. My original plan was to make it so the eggs fall all the way down to a lower level to avoid the 8 egg cap. This works because the eggs technically leave the area where the chickens are, causing them to be able to lay eggs indefinitely. But eventually I scrapped that idea because of the little space I was working with.
Oh, one hatched. He doesn't die from the smoke. I'm gonna watch him for a little bit. My man's almost died. No. No. Oh, shit. How am I gonna get him back up? I honestly spent way too much time trying to get this coop to work. I should have just built a pen, but if you guys have watched my other videos, you know I like to go a little above and beyond. No. 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 Alright, they're fully grown now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, they're in. Nice. After getting the coop to work, all that was left to do was to wait for some eggs and my meats to be done. So I cooked some more food and went back to the tower I destroyed earlier to collect the rest of the marble while I waited. Yeah, it just falls there. I did forget about one thing though. I needed poison resistance meats for the queen fight, because she sometimes spits poison attacks at you. I've been leaving them behind in mines because I forgot that I would need them, and since they require necktail, which spawns in the meadows towards the center of the map, I would need to go back to the infested mines to get some, or sail all the way back to one of my other bases. Since my close infested mine was now guarded by a 2-star seeker, I decided just to sail back to the treehouse, which I knew had some leftover potions from when I was exploring the swamp. Since my plane space was on the way, I stopped there just to be sure I didn't leave any. There are so many things you need to maximize your odds in these later game boss fights, and many of them require ingredients from all over the world, which is obviously a really big hassle when you can only use a boat to travel. Returning home, I made some final preparations before setting sail for the Queen. Just so you can get a picture of all that I prepared, this is what I'm bringing. For weapons, I'll be using the Huntsman and Spine Snap bows coupled with frost arrows, along with Frostnir and my old black metal shield. For armor, I'll be running a full set of upgraded carapace paired with a feather cape. For food, I'll be using Serpent Stew, Mist Supreme, and a Mushroom Omelette, so 2 health and 1 stamina like I've been using this whole playthrough. And finally for the meads, I'll be drinking Poison Resistance, Fire Resistance, Lightfoot, Tonic of Ratatusk, Berserker, Lingering Stamina, and Major Healing. Let me know how this compares to your builds in the comments below. Since the Queen is quite far from my tower, I ended up getting a little lost in the fog and had to backtrack and search around. Honestly, I was kinda nervous about sailing right off the edge of the map, because there's really no way of knowing how far east I am, and sailing through thick fog would probably make it impossible for me to see the edge until it's too late. That would be a really funny way to end the series though. But eventually, I was able to find my marker. For some reason, my mic was muted for this encounter, but that's probably a good thing because I was screaming like a little girl. That yell was actually extremely close to destroying my ship, which pretty much meant certain death for me, so I was very lucky to survive. Making it back to the door of the infested citadel, I started placing down all the stuff I needed to maximize my rested buff, but of course I forgot some stuff, like I always do. Alright, we are back. On a new PC. Yeah, I was just having a lot of frame drops and stutters on my other PC, and it was pretty old. It was had a 2080 in it. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what I was working with there. Maybe I'll drop the specs of my new computer down below if anybody's curious. Yeah, I needed fine wood, didn't I, too? Fine wood and iron. That's okay. We'll head back.
Now on a new computer, which is why this video got a little delayed, I headed back to get the fine wood and iron I'd missed. Editing from the new computer has been a big upgrade because I used to have to section off the videos into different parts and combine them at the end. This is because some of these videos get quite massive, with this one for example being over 600 gigabytes, so hopefully this will improve the quality of my videos and the speed in which I get them done.
That's still floating? No. That was weird. I must have killed a serpent there a while ago. Did I leave my boat on this side, actually? Nah. I'll just go around. It's not that much more time. Well, the new PC didn't make it easier to see through the mist, so... We are back. Alright. Did I have fine wood here? What happened to it? Let's put the arrows back in the boat so I don't use them. Grab some more wood arrows.
Not wanting to waste any more time, I quickly gathered the fine wood and iron I needed.
It's a lot.
I was now ready to make my final sail to the Queen. Hopefully this would be the last time I would have to make this trek.
I honestly didn't even notice this other Mistlands to the left because it's been so misty every time I sailed here. I don't even know how I got here, to be honest. How am I gonna fit this thing in here? Let's have it go this way. Needs to be running. So we'll see if I can do that. Test it out. 15. I'm cramming everything possible into here. This should give me one more. $16. Okay, I'm not ready to go yet, but I think it's time for me to open the door and let my food and stuff run out. Won't need salad. These will be my 3 main foods. They'll be all the buffs I'll be running throughout the fight. Oh, where's my poison resistance? There it is. So these will be all the buffs I'm running throughout the fight. Alright, I think that's good enough. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm really nervous. But let's just go for it. Okay. Got all my potions here. Alright, let's do it. Okay, you want to run up the stairs for now. For sure. Ow. Fisted him. You can tell that I'm hella nervous, guys. Where is the queen? There. I'm gonna put on my feather cape too. It's gotta jump down. out of bone mass soon. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, fucking hell. Seekers. Jump away. I was kind of in danger there. Re-up my buff soon. Ow, fucking hell, that did a lot of damage. Can't see. Okay, well, I gotta leave. Oh, I'm not doing enough damage. My bow's breaking and stuff. I really didn't want to leave. But I just don't think it's possible. That really sucks. Guess I could try going back in. They really didn't want to leave mid-fight though. It's no fun. And I get hit immediately again. Skill issue, to be honest. Yeah, I can't take this fight. I can't do it. Oh. Yeah, I'd rather resupply than die, I guess. Oh, that sucks. Well, that didn't go as expected. I kind of thought that the Queen was one of the easier fights in Valheim, but I think I really underestimated the swarms of enemies. They're usually pretty easy to take care of, but in hardcore, that's a different story. But at least I was able to make it out with my life, giving me a chance to rethink my strategy and come back to fight again. So I set sail back towards the tower. Looking back on the fight, I think the main thing I struggled with was crowd control. The bow and mace, both being single target focused weapons, really didn't help me when fighting off the swarms, and I had a couple of ideas that might help. First of all, I think bile bombs are a good option, giving good AoE damage with very little risk. And the other idea was using a polearm, which I've used a little bit in the past, but my skill is still pretty low. Back at base, I worked quickly to resupply because I didn't want to waste much food, so I started smelting silver to craft the Mistlands polearm, the Himmiful. After testing out my new toy, I decided to craft as many bile bombs as I could, which apparently was only 7. But then I also decided to make some blob bombs. I think it'd be a good idea to maybe throw them on the bottom level to thin out some of the enemies before they come up to me. Ooh, I made an extra one. That's big. Day 500. Perfect day to set sail. Kill the queen. And day 500 is where I'll leave you guys. Voyaging to attempt the queen fight for the second time. Will I be able to kill her and move on to the Ashlands? Or will I respawn back at base with nothing? I guess you guys will just have to wait to find out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in part 5.